Hello everyone, welcome to Competition Edge. I'm Parini Sharma. In the last video, we covered the Shunga dynasty after which the Kannavas ruled, whereas constant invasions were taking place from the northwest side of India. From this, we covered the Indo-Greeks. In this video, we will continue from there. So, without wasting time, let's get started. The Shuks, like most invaders, belonged to Central Asia, and they were from the Scythian ethnicity. Scythian tribe से ये लोग belong करते थे. They started coming to India from 1st century BCE itself and displaced the Indo-Greeks. यहाँ पर आपको बहुत सारे डेट्स का ओवरलैप मिलेगा. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि एकदम से आए और पूरे इंडो ग्रीक्स को एक बार में रिप्लेस कर दिया. कहीं पर शकस का कब्जा हो जाता है, कहीं पर इंडो ग्रीक्स अभी भी रूल कर रहे हैं. और इसी कंफ्यूजन की वजह से इस टाइम पीरियड से डेट्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन नहीं आते, बिकॉज बहुत ज़्यादा ओवरलैपिंग है. These dates are to give you an idea कि हम किस टाइम को कवर कर रहे हैं. Now, their coins and inscriptions are a good source of information about them, and a known Shak ruler whose inscriptions are found was Gondophares. The successors of Gondophares were finally displaced by the Kushans. Kushans form an important part of the syllabus as far as the competitive exams are concerned. So, the Kushans were another Central Asian tribe who came to northwestern parts of India in 1st century AD. Their movement towards India began during the phase of their ruler Kujula Cadphises, and Kujula Cadphises was succeeded by his son Bhima Cadphises. The coins of Kujula Cadphises suggest his association with Buddhism, whereas the coins of his son Bhima Cadphises suggest that he was a devotee of Lord Shiv. They ruled in the northwestern parts of India, and their rule extended till Mathura and in the Central Asia towards the north. Let me show this to you through a map. This is a map of the Kushan empires, and this region marked by blue is the area where they ruled directly. Moving forward, the greatest emperor of Kushan dynasty was Emperor Kanishka. This here is a life-size image of Emperor Kanishk which was found at Mathura. अब इसमें पता कैसे चला कि ये Emperor कनिष्क है? तो इसका जवाब है कि इस मूर्ति के बॉटम में कनिष्क का नाम इंस्क्राइब्ड है. Kanishk acceded to the throne in 78 AD and expanded the empire into the Ganga Valley. His influence extended to the western and central India as well. That is, the Shaka rulers accepted the overlordship of the Kushans and continued ruling on their behalf. What does this mean? This means that the Shakas who were ruling before the Kushans, what they did is that they accepted the Kushan ruler as the supreme most and started ruling on his behalf. That is, they paid taxes to the Kushans, they sent reports to the Kushans, and on the other hand, they were free to keep their internal administration. Kanishk was a great patron of Buddhism. मतलब उनका पर्सनल इंक्लिनेशन was towards Buddhism. और बुद्धिज्म के प्रचार के लिए उन्होंने बहुत कुछ किया भी. जैसे he established a स्तूप and a monastery at पुरुषपुर. एक स्तूप और मोनेस्ट्री की स्थापना उन्होंने करवाई पुरुषपुर, जो आज का पेशावर है वहां पर. Now, do you remember the difference between the stup, monastery, vihars, etc., which we did in the rise of Buddhism and Jainism video? Then, he was the patron of the Buddhist scholars Ashwaghosh and Vasumitra. That is, Ashwaghosh and Vasumitra were in his court. If you have seen part 1 of the post-Maurya chapter, you will remember that we covered the works of Ashwaghosh in the sources there. Vasumitra was an important Buddhist scholar of his time, और इनको हम डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे जब हम इस पीरियड का सोसाइटी और कल्चरल पार्ट देखेंगे. फॉर नाउ वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन द पॉलिटिकल हिस्ट्री ओनली. Then he also sent Buddhist missionaries to Central Asia and China to propagate Buddhism. अब यहाँ पर आपको ये देखना है कि कनिष्क was a patron of Buddhism, but his coins depict a number of religious traditions. अलग अलग रिलीजियस ट्रेडिशंस आपको इनके कॉइन्स पर देखने को मिलेंगे, जैसे बुद्धिज्म, हिंदुइज्म, ग्रीक्स के गॉड्स, पर्शियन गॉड्स. तो दिस शोज that he practiced religious tolerance towards the people of different faiths who were his subjects. Another very important point to remember about the Kushans is that they gave themselves the title of Devaputra or son of the gods, and this raised the king's position to divinity. That is, the king started considering himself next to God. See, questions come from these very small details. For example, you can be asked, who amongst the following rulers used the title of Devaputra? And then they will give you 4 options, out of which you have to pick the right one. Or the questions of the statement format, like which amongst the following statement is true about the Kushans? Then there will be 2-3 statements, such as they used the title of Devaputra. Second statement can be Kanishk was a devotee of Lord Shiv. The third statement, Buddhist scholars Ashwaghosh and Vasumitra were patronized by Kanishk. So what will you answer in this question? That statement 1 and 3 are correct. So just pay attention to these small details when you are preparing for any competitive exam. Finally, the Kushans came to a decline in 2nd century AD, and the last ruler to rule from the Kushan dynasty was Vasudeva II. Let's also see what impact did the decline of the Kushans leave. It led to the resurfacing of various regional polities, such as Shakas emerged in the western and central India. Then there were Arjunian in northern parts of Rajasthan and Yodhe in the Punjab region. मतलब जिनको कुशान्स ने अपना सबऑर्डिनेट रूलर बनाया था, वो सब अब वापस रीसरफेस हो गए हैं और अपने आप में कंप्लीट रूलर्स बन गए हैं. These we will cover in the next video. So this is it for today's video. If you have any doubts regarding any topic so far, please ask them in the comment section. And if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.